Look at the dirt beneath your feet. Every king wrapped in gold, every soldier carrying a sword, and every beggar sleeping in cold gutters has ended up in that exact same dirt. This is the one unbreakable rule of this world. You are born, you live, and you return to the dust. The earth always reclaims its own. Bones turn to white ash. Entire empires fade into the mud. No human being has ever escaped it. But if you dig into the darkest, most ancient records of human history, you will find a massive glitch in the system. Two specific men who simply walked right past the grave. They did not die, and that is a massive cosmic problem. Because the universe demands balance, you cannot cheat the grave without leaving a debt. And a debt that massive does not just disappear. It waits in the dark for the right moment. The first man is found in the opening pages of Genesis. His name was Enoch. He lived in a brutal, violent world long before the great flood wiped the earth clean. He walked among fallen angels, corrupted men, and giants that stalked the earth. The ancient records say he walked closely with God in a world that had completely forgotten what God even looked like. And then one ordinary day, he was simply gone. The text does not say he grew old. It does not say his heart stopped. It only says he was not, for God took him. He was pulled entirely out of this reality without a single scratch. Generations later came a heavy-handed prophet named Elijah, a man of raw fire and loud thunder. He stood completely alone against wicked kings and hundreds of false priests. He called down actual fire from the sky to consume his enemies, and when his time on earth was finally up, he did not die quietly. As he stood by the Jordan River with his closest friend, the sky tore open above them. The smell of burning air filled their lungs. A terrifying chariot of fire, pulled by horses made of pure, roaring flame, crashed down and violently separated them. Elijah was pulled into the sky in a massive, spinning whirlwind. He crossed the boundary between life and death, completely alive. Two men, Enoch and Elijah, the only humans in the entire history of the world to ever cheat the grave. But the ancient texts carry a terrifying warning. It is appointed for a man to die once, and after that comes the final judgment. Every human owes a physical death. Enoch and Elijah skipped their turn. They hold a massive cosmic debt, and the Book of Revelation tells us exactly when that debt gets collected. In the final, darkest hours of human history, the world is breaking apart at the seams. Wars, famine, and destruction are tearing the planet to pieces. And suddenly, into the ruined, dusty streets of Jerusalem, two men appear out of nowhere. They're not politicians, they are not generals. They are dressed in rough, itchy sackcloth, the ancient clothing of mourning and grief. They are sent as a final, heavy warning to a dying world, and for exactly 1,260 days, they are given total, terrifying control over the entire earth. Their arrival shifts the entire balance of power on earth. For the first time in human history, the weapons of modern armies mean absolutely nothing. These two ancient men carry an authority that cannot be blocked, challenged, or destroyed. They stand in the center of the holy city completely fearless, knowing exactly what horrific monster is coming for them at the end of their mission. For 3.5 years, they have the power to completely shut the sky. Not a single drop of rain will fall on the earth. Global crops will turn to dry dust. Rivers will evaporate into nothing, and mass starvation will sweep across the entire planet. When they want to, they can strike the oceans and turn the blue water into thick, dark, rotting blood. They can bring devastating plagues upon the earth as often as they desire. The world will absolutely hate them. Armies will try to shoot them in the streets. Desperate mobs will try to tear them apart with their bare hands, but they cannot be touched. If anyone tries to harm them, supernatural fire pours directly out of their mouths and burns their enemies to white ash right where they stand. They cannot be stopped by bullets, bombs, or blades, because they are not from this time. They are Enoch and Elijah, sent back from the ancient past to finish what they started. But their divine protection is not permanent. They are on a strict timeline. When their 3.5 years are finally up, something ancient and horrific is unleashed. A dark monster called the Beast crawls up from the black, smoking depths of the bottomless pit. An entity of pure nightmare. An ancient evil locked away in the darkest corner of the earth. It brings a brutal, overwhelming war directly against the two prophets. And finally, after all the fire and plagues, the Beast overwhelms them. It kills them. The massive debt of death, delayed for thousands of years, is paid in blood on the rough cobblestone streets of Jerusalem. For 3.5 days, their bodies lie rotting in the open city square. Every phone screen, computer, and television on Earth broadcasts their bloody corpses. And the world actually celebrates. People send gifts to each other. They throw the darkest, most twisted global party in human history because the two men who tormented them are finally dead. But the celebration ends fast. After exactly 3.5 days, the breath of life forcefully returns to them. The two dead prophets open their eyes. They stand straight up on their feet, and pure terror falls on every single person watching. A massive voice booms from the sky above them. "Come up here." And right in front of their worst enemies, they rise up into the clouds. At that exact hour, a massive earthquake tears the city apart. 7,000 people killed in the collapse. The rest are left standing in paralyzed, absolute fear. The two men who cheated death twice are gone. The architecture of ancient prophecy leaves no loose ends. But this story leaves one massive, terrifying question unanswered. What exactly is the horrific entity that finally managed to strike them down? If you want to understand the true identity of the Beast and the dark place it crawled out of, click the video on your screen right now. We are going into the bottomless pit and the ancient locusts of Abaddon.